One of them is by ubais sainulabdheen, who raised the issue of challenges of activists on the ground are confronted with, and he asked, what are we doing to help activists and organizations on the ground working on women's rights?
Yes, no, he is absolutely right. That the activists that work on women's rights are subjected to specific threats on top of the risks that all human rights defenders face. They often also face additional risks because they challenge those stereotypes that I was talking about before, and so the challenges can come also from their own communities and sometimes their own families. What do we do? First of all, we document violations and attacks against women human rights defenders. And it is very important to document violation not only in view of accountability and redress, but also to inform policies to prevent these attacks. We work very closely with the human rights mechanisms that can engage in a dialogue with the government and demand protection for these organizations and individuals. And if you look, for example, at the latest report by the Special Rapporteur on Human Rights Defenders, you will see that he has raised many cases of women human rights defenders who have been in many ways attacked or prevented from conducting their activities. We work to ensure legal protection. So there are countries that have adopted laws like Côte d'Ivoire, and we are working with other countries for them to do the same. And we are working to build capacities of these organizations to engage with the human rights mechanisms at the national and regional level, which can also be a form of protection. And we're also supporting them in building networks so that they can exchange information on strategies that have been successful and also exchange information on protection mechanisms and means that are available.
Veronica, can you explain quickly to our viewers what are mechanisms? What's exactly the role and the work they do?
These are independent experts. These are individuals who have been tasked by the Human Rights Council to deal with one specific issue or one specific country. So as I said before, there is one special rapporteur, that's the name that's given to this mechanism, dealing with human rights defenders. So what this special rapporteur, what this independent expert can do is to receive individual cases by civil society organizations and others alleging that there is a threat, that there are violations, and can bring this information, these cases, to the attention of the government and demand and request information or action. This is one of the things that they can do, and information on this action is made public periodically. They can also decide to undertake a visit to the country concerned if they have specific concerns, and if the country concerned agrees to receive the visit, to investigate or to gather information on what the situation is, and then address recommendations and engage in a dialogue with that country for the situation to improve.
Okay. So, Veronica, we have another question from Flavio Pirovano. He wanted to know about the prevalence of harmful practices such as child